Good evening. Tonight we will take a quiet journey into the past, into the lives of people who lived long ago, in times very different from ours. Tonight we will walk through a village where the rhythm of life is guided by the sun, the earth, and the seasons. We will observe daily routines, work, care, small moments of life, all unfolding naturally, gently, without hurry, without urgency. You can imagine yourself standing at the edge of a small village, the air calm, the morning light stretching across fields, the first sounds of birds waking, the faint rustle of leaves, and the gentle movement of villagers beginning their day. As we move through this story, you may notice the details of their world, the textures of the earth, the simple tools they use, the careful ways they tend to animals and crops, each motion purposeful, each task meaningful, yet unhurried. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to follow this quiet path, to see the small rhythms of life, the cycles of work and rest, the delicate balance between effort and care, between survival and reflection. Let the story settle in your mind, gradually, naturally, as if you are walking beside them, observing, feeling, noticing, but never rushed, never forced. This is the world we will explore, a world of gentle patterns, of calm routines, of enduring human effort and quiet beauty, hidden in the simple acts of everyday life, waiting to be seen, waiting to be experienced, waiting to soothe your mind as you drift into rest. The sun begins to rise, not too quickly, painting the sky with warm shades of orange and gold, spreading light across the village. Villagers begin to stir, stretching, moving from the warmth of their beds and stepping onto the cool earth. Children wake, rubbing their eyes, small movements, yawns stretching across faces, curiosity for the day ahead, the gentle sounds of early morning filling the air. Birds sing, a rooster crows, and the soft movement of animals in pens adds to the quiet chorus. Adults rise, tending to chores immediately, gathering water from nearby wells, stoking the fires in hearths, preparing for the work that will fill the day. Hands move with purpose, actions practiced over years, the routine familiar and steady, neither hurried nor tense. The air smells of smoke and earth, the faint scent of herbs hanging in homes, of bread baking, of animals moving. Each moment is observed, carefully, intentionally, without rush. There is a rhythm to the day, each motion contributing to the flow, the balance of life in the village, the continuation of work, care, and survival. Windows open to let in the fresh air. Children help with simple tasks, carrying water or gathering kindling, learning the patterns of life, observing elders as they complete familiar chores, their minds absorbing knowledge, their movements practicing coordination, quietly preparing for the days to come. Breakfast is simple, grains boiled into porridge, bread sliced carefully, herbs or small portions of meat shared, everyone eating with care, appreciating the food, acknowledging its importance. Conversation is soft, calm, and measured. Topics of the weather, the harvest, or the care of animals, a reflection of daily life, grounded in practicality, in calm attentiveness. Animals are tended, Cows milked, chickens fed, goats led to pasture, each action deliberate, necessary, contributing to the survival and comfort of the household. Villagers work side by side, supporting one another, the motions steady, the cooperation unspoken but understood, forming the quiet foundation of community life. Outside, the fields stretch, tilled and ready, soil pressed gently around seeds, water flowing into furrows, careful observation ensuring the crops will grow, thrive, sustain the village. The rhythm of planting, of tending is steady, consistent, requiring patience, attention, and respect for the land. As the morning progresses, the village awakens fully. Life is active, yet calm, measured, purposeful, a balance between work and the quiet observation of the day, the animals, the earth, the sun climbing slowly toward its peak. Every sound, every motion, every breath of air carries meaning, not hurried, not frantic, just life unfolding, quietly, deliberately, naturally. And you, listening, can follow this flow, can settle into the rhythm, can allow your mind and body to relax, gently, gradually, comfortably. The village is quiet now, the morning light filtering gently through small windows. Each house is simple, built from earth, wood, and stone. The walls are thick, keeping warmth inside during the cold nights. Roofs are thatched, bundles of straw tied carefully, layered to keep out rain. Smoke rises from the chimneys, carrying the scent of wood and herbs. Inside, the homes are small, but carefully arranged. In the corner, a fire burns low in a clay hearth. Its warmth spreads slowly across the room. Around it, a few pots rest on the stones, blackened from use over many years. The floors are packed earth, firm and smooth from the passage of many feet. Straw mats or woven rugs cover some parts, softening the ground for sitting or sleeping. Furniture is minimal, functional, yet made with care. Wooden benches line the walls. A table, rough-hewn but steady, holds bowls, spoons, and clay cups. In one corner, a small cradle rocks gently, handmade from wood, tied with rope. The children's toys are simple, small carved animals, a ball of tightly wound rags, but they bring joy and comfort. Storage is practical. Shelves carved into walls hold dried herbs, grains, and small jars of preserved food. Every item has a purpose. A wooden chest holds extra clothing, blankets, or precious belongings. The villagers take care of what they have, using each item for many years. The patterns of daily life are visible here. A broom rests against the wall. A basket sits near the door, ready for carrying water, vegetables, or firewood. The homes are not silent. The crackle of the fire is constant, gentle. Occasionally, the door creaks as someone enters or leaves. A cat slinks between the legs of a bench, searching for warmth or crumbs. Outside, faint sounds drift in, the crow of a rooster, the low bleating of a goat, the distant voices of neighbors greeting each other. Inside, the rhythm is steady, the household functioning in quiet, measured ways. Light enters through small openings in the walls. Windows are few, often covered with animal hide or oiled parchment. The light is dim, filtered, creating warm pools of glow on the walls. Shadows move across the floor as the sun rises higher, marking the passage of time gently. The air carries scents of cooked grains, smoked meat, and the earthy smell of the walls and floors. Beds are simple. A pile of straw or animal skins is layered in a corner, covered with a woven blanket. The arrangements reflect careful thought, comfort where it matters, functionality everywhere else. There is little decoration, but everything has meaning. A carved wooden symbol, a bundle of herbs hung from the ceiling, a small painted pattern on the wall, each brings familiarity and a sense of home. The homes are also a place of work. Women prepare food, grind grain, or mend clothing. Men carve tools, repair walls, or gather firewood. Children assist in small ways, carrying water, helping with animals, or playing near the hearth. Every corner of the house tells a story of labor, care, and life. Every object has been touched, used, repaired, and valued. Visitors are rare, and when they come, the home adjusts gently. A corner is cleared for sleeping guests, food is prepared with care, and warmth is shared. Every house in the village is modest, but it is a center of life, survival, and quiet comfort. The daily routines, the care of possessions, and the attention to every small detail show the resilience of those who live here. Even in times of hardship, the homes remain a refuge. When storms rage outside, the walls hold the wind. When the nights are cold, the fire warms. When illness strikes, the family gathers around to care for one another. Each home is a sanctuary, a place where life continues in quiet, measured patterns, a world contained within walls of earth and wood, a reflection of the rhythm of ancient life itself. Evening approaches, and the light dims further. Shadows stretch along the walls. The fire flickers and dances. The smells of the hearth linger. The house seems to breathe, quiet but alive. Life inside these walls continues, patient and enduring, echoing the slow, deliberate rhythm of generations before. The day continues in the village. The sun rises higher, casting long, warm rays over the fields and homes. Life here revolves around sustenance, the work of providing food for the family and for survival. Food is precious. It is never wasted. Every meal, every ingredient, every portion is carefully considered. In the fields, farmers begin their work. Hands touch the soil, feeling its texture, noticing its moisture, its temperature, steady and familiar. Seeds are planted with care, one by one, into small furrows, soil pressed lightly above them. Every movement has a purpose. Every action contributes to the harvest that will feed the village and keep everyone alive. Nearby, a small garden grows herbs and vegetables. Leaves are checked, roots gently pulled from the soil, some taken immediately for meals, others left to grow. There is a rhythm here, repetition, cycles of planting and harvesting, cycles of nourishment, quiet and deliberate. Even the weeds are recognized, removed carefully, ensuring the rest of the plants can flourish, survive. Inside the homes, the hearth is central. Fires are kindled slowly, small sticks first, then larger pieces of wood, the flames catching gently, spreading warmth and light across the room. Pots and pans hang over the fire, clay vessels rest on stones, each prepared for the day's meal. Grains are ground between stones, soft dust filling the air, hands working with steady precision, muscles learning patterns over years, the motion familiar, comforting, necessary. Water is carried from the well, buckets heavy in hand, moved with caution, careful not to spill. This water will be boiled, used for cooking and for drinking. Nothing is wasted. Every drop is counted. Every effort ensures life continues, quietly, patiently, endlessly. Breakfast is simple: porridge from grains, perhaps mixed with a small amount of milk or herbs, a loaf of coarse bread baked the day before, small portions of dried meat or fish, fruit if it is in season. Children eat first sometimes, their small hands eager, but portions are modest, carefully measured. Adults take their share, often the remainder, yet it is enough to sustain, enough to prepare for the work ahead. Hunting and gathering supplement the meals. The forests surrounding the village are walked slowly, eyes searching, ears listening for signs of animals, roots, edible plants, mushrooms, berries. Each find is valued, carefully collected, every movement quiet, careful, deliberate. A hare may be caught, a bird trapped, fish caught from a shallow stream. These contributions are precious, rare, essential. Preservation is important. Meat is smoked over fires, fish is salted, grains are stored in clay jars, herbs are dried. Everything is made to last, to provide during harsh times, to endure through the winter months, to sustain life quietly, steadily, patiently. Evening approaches, the sun lowers, shadows stretch long across the fields, the smoke from chimneys curls softly into the sky. Work slows, the day's efforts complete, yet the care continues. Pots are cleaned, utensils washed, grain stored, the fire maintained, always attentive, always deliberate, always necessary. Night falls slowly, the villagers rest, but food remains a constant thought: the next meal, the next harvest, the continued survival. Life in these times is difficult, harsh, demanding, yet there is comfort in routine, in order, in the small victories, the simple pleasures of a full stomach, a warm fire, a quiet home. Even as the darkness grows, even as the wind rustles softly through the trees, the village continues its rhythm, quiet, enduring, deliberate, patient. The work of survival never ceases, yet it is gentle in its own way, subtle, repetitive, predictable, a pattern of life that continues from day to day, season to season, quietly, calmly, endlessly. As the sun rises higher, the village awakens fully. The work of the day begins. Life in ancient times is shaped by labor, constant, measured, necessary for survival. Every hand has a role, every body a task, each day repeating the patterns of life that have endured for generations. In the fields, men and women work steadily. Plowing the soil with wooden plows pulled by oxen is slow and tiring. The earth resists, clumps under the blade, and hands grip the handles tightly, steady, deliberate. Sweat gathers on the forehead, clothing damp from effort, but the work continues, rhythmical, purposeful. The fields stretch wide, furrow after furrow, each row carefully planted, prepared, maintained. Harvesting is meticulous. Grain stalks are cut with sharp sickles, moved slowly into bundles, tied together with strips of grass or cord. Every stalk counts, every bundle contributes to the survival of the household and the village. Women carry baskets filled with vegetables, roots, cabbages, onions, moving carefully across uneven ground. Children follow, small hands grasping stalks or baskets, learning the motions, absorbing the rhythm of work, understanding the importance of each task. In homes, work continues. The preparation of tools, repair of furniture, and maintenance of household items are constant. Wooden bowls are carved, utensils repaired, baskets woven, clay pots molded and fired in small hearths. Every item is used for years, sometimes decades, cared for carefully, each action slow, deliberate, intentional. Craftsmen focus on their trades, blacksmiths hammering slowly at anvils, sparks flying briefly, eyes concentrated, hands steady. Woodworkers carve planks and beams, shaping each piece with precision. Leather is stretched and treated, seams stitched carefully. Durability and function outweigh decoration. Each day's labor builds upon the last, the skills refined with patience, passed from elder to apprentice, a legacy of hands and knowledge. Even domestic work is essential labor. Water must be drawn, washed, carried to homes. Laundry is soaked, scrubbed, and hung to dry. Herbs are gathered, dried, stored for cooking or medicine. Firewood is collected, split, stacked, ensuring warmth for the night. Every motion is small but critical, repetitive yet meaningful, every act sustaining life. The market, when it occurs, is another form of labor. Villagers bring surplus goods to trade, baskets of grain, handmade tools, clay pots, small crafts. They walk slowly to meet others, careful not to spill, observing each step, aware of every detail. Conversations are quiet, measured, deals struck politely, goods exchanged, ensuring the needs of the community are met. Work is never only physical, it is social, intertwined with trust, relationships, survival. Even children have labor. They assist with simple tasks, gathering firewood, tending animals, feeding chickens, collecting water. They imitate the adults, learning how the world works, how to manage time, space, and effort. Play becomes a reflection of labor, small games that mimic daily chores, soft training for the life ahead, subtle lessons woven into quiet movements. At the end of the day, the work is not yet complete. Tools are cleaned, animals fed, fences repaired, fires prepared for cooking, the day folded carefully into the evening. Every effort matters, nothing is wasted, and each task, no matter how small, contributes to the survival and rhythm of the village. Through the years, this labor defines existence. Work is endurance, patience, skill, and cooperation. It shapes the body, the mind, the community. There is beauty in these motions, subtle, quiet, often unnoticed, but essential. Life here is hard, demanding, yet structured, predictable, comforting in its patterns. As the sun sets, the work slows. Bodies ache, yet hearts are content. The village rests briefly, ready to resume the next day. Each person knows the value of their labor, the importance of effort, the contribution to family and community. Life is measured not in leisure, but in the quiet fulfillment of daily work, the subtle rhythm of hands, tools, and earth, steadily, carefully, endlessly. Even as darkness settles over the village, the memory of work remains. Tools laid aside, fires dimmed, animals secure, the day's efforts preserved in the quiet, the testament to the endurance and resilience of ancient life. Every task, every motion, every effort echoes softly, carrying the story of survival, of dedication, of human life in its simplest and most essential form. Life in the ancient village is not easy. The work is constant, the food sometimes scarce, and the body is often tested by illness, injury, and the harshness of nature. Yet life continues, quietly, carefully, day after day. In the mornings, some villagers tend to the sick or wounded. Herbs are gathered from the surrounding forests, leaves, roots, and flowers, each chosen carefully, dried and prepared, sometimes boiled into teas, sometimes crushed into pastes. The knowledge is slow, passed from parent to child, elder to apprentice, each piece a small precious fragment of understanding. Illness comes softly, but its effects can be severe. Fevers rise, bodies grow weak, limbs ache, yet care is gentle and measured. The sick are kept near the hearth, warm and protected, given small portions of food, sips of water, or herbal infusions. The rhythm of care is deliberate. Hands move slowly, adjusting blankets, checking breathing, soft murmurs of reassurance filling the quiet room. Injuries are common in daily work. A cut from a knife, a fall from a roof, a scratch from thorns in the field. Each wound is cleaned carefully, herbs applied, cloths bound to stop bleeding. Pain is acknowledged but managed with patience, with knowledge passed down through generations. Villagers watch over each other, quietly, diligently, ensuring the wounded can continue to live, to contribute, to survive. The elderly face their own hardships. Bones grow brittle, muscles weaken, vision dims, yet their experience is invaluable. They guide the young, instruct in work and survival, offer wisdom, and share knowledge of the land, the animals, the plants, and the seasons. Care for elders is careful, deliberate, part of the rhythm of life, part of the quiet pattern of the village. Children are not immune to illness. Coughs, fevers, and stomach pains are common, and yet the village adapts. Small hands may bring water, fetch herbs, or simply sit nearby, offering quiet companionship. Recovery is slow, gentle, observed carefully by parents and neighbors alike. Every step of care is measured, every movement intentional, every effort meaningful. Hygiene is a constant concern. Water is boiled, surfaces are swept, floors and bedding are cared for. It is never perfect, but it reduces the spread of disease, helps the family endure, allows life to continue despite its many trials. Accidents and misfortunes are part of the daily rhythm. A fallen log, a burning fire, a sudden storm. Each challenge is met calmly, carefully, deliberately. Villagers respond with steady hands, minds attentive, actions purposeful. There is no panic, no haste, only quiet effort, measured and necessary. The cold seasons are hardest. Illness spreads more easily. Food is scarce. Warmth is precious. Fires must be maintained, clothing repaired, shelters reinforced. Every measure is small, deliberate, each step preserving life, ensuring comfort, prolonging survival. Even small victories, a repaired roof, a stored supply of grain, a cured fever, are celebrated quietly, softly, without fanfare, yet deeply appreciated. Even in the midst of hardship, moments of peace appear. A child laughs, a small meal is shared, the sun warms the courtyard, the fire crackles in the hearth. These moments are brief, but they sustain, they nurture, they remind the villagers of life's gentle patterns, its small comforts, its quiet joys. Nightfall brings rest, the end of a long, demanding day. The sick are tended one last time, the fire burns low, blankets are adjusted, and the village falls into quiet. Every breath, every heartbeat, every small movement of care fades into the night, leaving a sense of calm, of rhythm, of enduring life despite its hardships. This is the reality of ancient life, difficult, demanding, filled with challenges, yet intertwined with patience, care, and resilience. Every injury tended, every illness soothed, every elder guided, every child nurtured, contributes to the ongoing story of survival. As darkness settles, the village sleeps. The wind rustles gently through thatched roofs, smoke rises softly from chimneys, and the quiet, steady rhythm of care, work, and survival continues, unseen, yet profoundly present, a testament to the endurance of life, a calm reminder of human strength, patience, and gentle perseverance. The village is quiet, but alive in its own way. Life is not only about work and survival. Even in ancient times, people found ways to gather, to share, and to connect. The rhythm of the community is gentle, quiet, steady, repeating from day to day, season to season. The market is a central part of life. It is small, humble, yet essential. Villagers bring their goods to trade, baskets of vegetables, bundles of herbs, freshly baked bread, woven baskets, pottery carefully molded and fired. Every item has value, not just for its utility, but for the effort invested in its creation. Conversations are soft, measured, and deliberate. People greet each other with quiet nods, gentle words, smiles exchanged slowly, meaning carried in the tone, in the gesture, in the eye contact. Deals are made calmly, no rush, no excitement, only the careful exchange of goods and the maintenance of trust. Reputation matters, reliability matters, and the community thrives on these small acts of steady interaction. Children move between these exchanges, learning the social patterns of their elders. They carry small baskets, imitate gestures, watch and listen, absorbing lessons of responsibility, patience, and cooperation. Play is often a reflection of adult activity, a quiet mimicry of trade, work, and care. Soft laughter punctuating the low hum of community life. Neighbors visit one another, sometimes to borrow tools, sometimes to share news, sometimes simply to sit and talk quietly by the fire. These visits are not hurried, they are slow and deliberate. Conversations unfold gently, the topics shifting from crops to weather, to small worries, to occasional celebrations. The simple acts of listening, of offering advice, of sharing food, strengthen the bonds of community, silently, steadily, carefully. Even festivals are calm and modest. When a small celebration occurs, it is marked by shared food, gentle music from handmade instruments, the soft beat of a drum, the quiet hum of a flute, voices singing slowly together. Everyone participates, adults and children alike, but the mood is never loud, never hurried, never chaotic. The celebration is a reflection of life's rhythm, slow, steady, and nurturing. Stories are told, passed from one person to another, tales of ancestors, of journeys, of lessons learned, voices low, steady, attentive, ensuring the stories are heard and remembered. The stories are not loud or dramatic. They unfold at a pace that allows everyone to listen, to imagine, to feel the history of their people, slowly, deliberately, calmly. Religion and rituals also bring the community together. Simple shrines, small offerings, and prayers mark the quiet rhythm of daily life. People gather in soft groups, voices whispering, actions measured and careful, the air filled with the faint scent of herbs, incense, or smoke from small fires. There is no hurry, no need for grand spectacle, only the continuity of tradition, the steady practice of remembrance, the gentle comfort of belonging. The community depends on each person's contribution, on the labor, the care, the attention of everyone. There is no haste, no excitement, only steady, measured involvement, a subtle understanding that survival and harmony are the result of small, continuous efforts, performed patiently, carefully, day after day. Even conflict is mild, handled quietly, deliberately. Disputes are settled through discussion, gestures of compromise, careful words exchanged, trust restored slowly, relationships mended over time. Life in the village is fragile, yet resilient, dependent on cooperation, yet stable, enduring, calm. As the sun sets, the village slows, markets close, visits end, children return home, fires are lit, evening meals prepared, and the gentle rhythm of community life fades into quiet. The sounds of conversation soften, laughter diminishes, and the night embraces the village. Yet the bonds, the connections, and the shared care remain, quietly sustaining the people, patiently, continuously, gently. The community is alive in subtle ways, through gestures, through shared labor, through simple acts of kindness, through conversation and story, through the rhythm of daily life. Every interaction, every small connection reinforces the fabric of life, quietly, patiently, steadily, a gentle, enduring heartbeat of human existence, the soft rhythm that carries the village from day to day, season to season, endlessly. The sun slowly descends toward the horizon, its light softening, turning gold, then amber, then fading into gentle shades of dusk. Shadows stretch across the village, long, soft, quiet, and a calm settles over the fields and homes. The rhythm of the day slows, each motion deliberate, each breath measured, as life prepares for the night. Villagers finish their work, tools are cleaned and stored, baskets emptied, animals fed and secured, fires stoked just enough to keep warmth for the evening and then allowed to burn low. Every action is intentional, necessary, quietly bringing closure to the day. Nothing is hurried, nothing is abrupt. The end of the day arrives naturally, gently, as a slow exhale. Inside the homes, the hearth glows softly, casting warm shadows across walls of earth and wood. Children wash faces and hands, small splashes of water reflecting the dim light. Parents help tie simple night garments. Blankets are folded or arranged carefully over straw or animal skins. Everything is prepared for rest. There is patience in every movement, calm in every touch, and comfort in the ritual of ending the day. Food is consumed slowly, a small meal of leftover grains, vegetables, perhaps some preserved meat, eaten with quiet conversation, soft voices, the occasional laugh, brief and gentle, fading quickly into the calm. Each bite is deliberate, nourishing both body and spirit, providing energy for the next day, sustaining life and the rhythm of the household. As darkness deepens, the village quiets further. Animals lie down, cows and goats settle in their pens, chickens roost, dogs curl in warm corners, a cat moves softly across a floor, finally resting near the fire. Outside, the wind rustles leaves gently, a distant owl calls once, twice, the faint whisper of the forest, the low hum of insects, all forming a soft, steady chorus, the soundtrack of the night. People reflect quietly on the day, the challenges, the successes, the minor accidents, the tasks completed, are considered gently, without judgment, with acceptance. Lessons are noted in the mind, small adjustments for tomorrow, the memory of the day stored softly, calmly, patiently, as part of life's continuous rhythm. Elders sit by the fire, their hands resting on knees, eyes attentive, observing children, sharing stories quietly, soft words that carry wisdom, hints of guidance, memories of years past. Their voices are low, measured, deliberate, weaving the history of the village into the present, reminding all who listen of the continuity of life, the passing of time, the lessons embedded in small everyday moments. Families gather close, comforted by warmth, by each other, by the soft glow of embers. Hands brush lightly, blankets adjusted, small gestures of care, confirming connection, reinforcing safety, building calm. Every movement, every sound, every quiet act contributes to a sense of home, of belonging, of steady continuity. Nightfall is also a time of gentle reflection. The villagers consider the land, the animals, the seasons, the cycles that shape their lives. Each day is part of a larger pattern, each task part of a quiet, endless rhythm. They think of the future, the planting, the harvest, the care of children, and the legacy of knowledge passed from one generation to the next. These reflections are slow, deliberate, comforting, anchoring the mind in the gentle predictability of life. Windows are closed, fires burn lower, shadows lengthen and merge. The village seems to breathe as one, a single, slow, deliberate pulse, the combined rhythm of bodies, hearths, animals, and wind. Sleep arrives naturally, quietly, without force, as eyes grow heavy, muscles relax, and the mind drifts. Outside, the moon rises, casting silver light across the fields, illuminating paths and cottages, glinting off distant water, highlighting soft contours of walls and roofs. The night is calm, serene, enduring, and within it, life continues, steady, resilient, prepared to arise again with the morning. And you, listening, feel the rhythm of nightfall, the gentle closing of the day, the quiet reflection, the soft comfort of rest, slowly, gradually, allowing your body and mind to follow the same pattern, preparing for sleep, for calm, for peace, endlessly, quietly, gently. The village rests under the quiet night. The fires have dimmed. The stars appear softly in the sky. The moon casts pale light across fields and cottages, and the world seems still, steady, enduring. Life continues, quietly, and yet the echoes of each day linger, leaving marks upon the land, the homes, and the hearts of those who dwell here. Time moves slowly in these moments. The labor of the past, the struggles, the care, the repeated tasks all leave traces. Paths worn into the earth, tools mended countless times, walls repaired again and again, and small objects held, cherished, and passed on, each one a reminder of human effort, attention, and persistence. Everything carries memory. Everything holds the rhythm of lives lived quietly, deliberately, patiently. The stories of ancestors are remembered, softly, in the actions of the present. Children learn from parents, observing carefully, imitating gestures, absorbing wisdom without urgency, internalizing the lessons of survival, care, and community. Each generation continues the work of the last, maintaining the cycle, sustaining the rhythm, preserving life and knowledge. Homes once built endure, become shelters for many, houses for families, places where labor and love meet, where meals are shared, where laughter and sorrow quietly pass. Every nail driven, every bundle of straw tied, every patch of clay applied, carries the imprint of human care, creating stability, security, and continuity across years. Even the simplest objects speak to continuity. A clay pot blackened by fire, a wooden spoon worn smooth, a basket carefully woven, each holds the memory of repeated use, of hands that labored, of lives that intersected with them. These objects silently witness the rhythm of daily existence, the quiet patterns of survival and care, and they pass forward the story of life from one generation to the next. Nature itself plays a part. The cycles of planting and harvesting, the changing of seasons, the rise and fall of water and streams, the growth of trees, the movement of animals, all contribute to the steady rhythm of life. Villagers watch, adapt, and participate in these cycles, learning from them, respecting them, and finding comfort in their predictability. Even hardship contributes to continuity. Illness, accidents, scarcity, these are challenges, yet they teach patience, resilience, and careful attention. Each recovery, each repaired tool, each saved seed becomes part of the legacy, evidence of life persisting, of knowledge preserved, of the rhythm of human endeavor continuing without end. As the night deepens, the village sleeps. The fire crackles faintly, animals rest in pens, a soft wind brushes leaves. The quiet, steady pulse of life continues, unseen yet felt, the heartbeat of a world built on care, repetition, and endurance. The people's efforts, their attention to detail, their willingness to preserve life, all merge into an unbroken chain, carrying lessons, memory, and rhythm forward into tomorrow. You, listening now, can feel this rhythm, the slow, gentle continuity, the sense that each small act matters, that each motion, each breath, each thought contributes to the ongoing story of life. You are part of the same pattern, connected to the steady, enduring flow, the gentle heartbeat of existence. Legacy is not in grand monuments, it is in small deeds, in repaired walls, in meals shared, in knowledge passed, in care given and received, quietly, consistently, faithfully. Every day's work, every act of survival, every reflection at night forms the chain that links past, present, and future, softly, gently, endlessly, without rush, without pressure, only steady flow. As sleep approaches, your body relaxes, your mind drifts. The story of ancient life with all its work, care, struggle, and continuity settles in your thoughts, comforting, grounding, reminding you of the gentle rhythm of existence, the calm pattern of life, the endless, quiet heartbeat that carries forward, steadily, calmly, patiently, endlessly. The village, the people, the rhythm, all continue, and so do you, breathing softly, heart beating steadily, drifting further into rest, into calm, into sleep, and the world, ancient and enduring, continues with you, quietly, gently, endlessly.